NQ server is started. When you're starting the SAP, the first message server, NQ server will start. So after that only, so remaining all will be started at a time. After that only, remaining all means SAP application servers. SAP application servers will be started. So at a time, all application servers will be started. See here, all are getting started. So each application server we have dispatcher and the remaining work process will be available. Dispatcher, IGS, so IC man. So apart from that, our SAP default work process will be available here. So here the responsibility of the dispatcher is to take the user request. Sorry. So dispatching the user request. So dispatching. In the name itself, we have the word is there. So dispatching the dispatching the user request to the available dialog work process. This is the main responsibility of the dialog, also dispatcher. So the dispatcher responsibility is, so what we call these all are the family members, right? So dispatcher is means dispatching the user request to the available dialog work process, right? Available dialog process. So until then, it will maintain the it will maintain the it will maintain the all the request in the all the request in the FIFO order, first in first out order, it will maintain the orders in the first in first out order. So if any request which is coming from presentation layer to our SAP application layer, and this is the database, right? So here we have the dispatcher. Here we have the dispatcher. After that, we have the remaining all work process are available here. Remaining all work process are available here. Though first request to go to the dispatcher, then dispatcher will route the request to the available dialog work process. So that's why dispatcher. So dispatching the request to the available work process. This is when we are directly connecting to the application server. So when you open now, so now you have you can see now you got the screen, SAP screen got opened. Now you are able to log into the system. So previously, why we are not able to log in? What could be the reason? Means, so previously we had, system is stopped status. System stopped means here, so dialog work process are not available to take the user request. Dialog work process are not available. So how can we say, sir? How can we say whether the work process is not available or not? Suppose when you are in the meeting, so your status is like, so meeting status. When you are on call status. When you are in the, suppose like a flight, it's in the flight mode. When you are in the free, that time it's like free, right? Your status is free. Like that, you will set the WhatsApp status, normally your phone status, normally in the Teams status, like that you will set the team status. Automatically it will set the team status. So here also, how can we know whether the dialog work process or BTC work process or dispatcher are having status? So here, so that all the work process means in SAP we have the work process, right? In SAP we have the dialog, update, MQ, so background, message server, gateway, spool. So these are the 7 work process in the SAP, right? 7 work process. Okay. So let me write it down here. So dialog work process, and update work process, then NQ work process, and background work process, and message server. Okay. Message server, and the gateway, and spool. Okay, spool work process. These are the 7 work process are available in the SAP. So in this 7, So message server and enqueue both are in the ASCS instance, only one. So for SID, one message server, one enqueue only. But so remaining work process, multiple we can deploy it, multiple we can increase it. So multiple dialog work process, multiple updates, multiple backgrounds, multiple spool, which means multiple application. Why? Because these are the ASCS instance. These two are available in the ASCS instance above system means central services. These two are the central services. So it's only one. But application servers we can build more application servers we can build it more, depends upon the load. Same as like yesterday we builded the one, and yesterday our guys are builded the one more one, right? So we builded the 3 application servers total and one ASCS instance, one ASCS instance total. So 3 plus 1, 4 instances we have for the PRD. 4 instances we have for the PRD. You can see here 4 instances. In that, this is the ASCS. How can we say? Means when you go to the process list, here it's showing that message server, enqueue server, message server, enqueue server. This is the ASCS instance. So remaining all the process we have, right? Remaining all the process like here you can see the each instance, each SAP application server instance, we will call it as the application server. In each application server, we have the dispatcher. Dispatcher will take the request, then we'll hand over the request to the available work process. Available work process it will have it. So how can we know? How can we see? How can we check whether the work process is busy or free? So here by checking the status, by checking the work process status. So MMC, we can check the status here, right? If we go to the work process table, there we can check the status here, status wait. So which means, so system, all the work process are waiting, which means number of users can log into the system. Users can log into the system, right? So waiting. So what are the status here? How many status we have for the work process? So you can see the work process status here in SM. We can see in the SM50 and SM66 transaction code. The status of the work process is wait, the running, sleep, slop, error, and prime mode. Okay.
On hold.
So prime mode, so hold status. So these are the status of the work process. Status. Wait means all work process are waiting for the user request, which means it's a free. It's a free. Free means, so it's not like that free. It's a free means it's a, the status is free, which means it's you can pick up the user request. It's running means something is running, some request, something is running. Sleep means work process in the sleep mode. So all the work process, sometimes work process will go to the sleep mode. So how we will go to the sleep mode? When we are in the sleep mode, we cannot handle anything, right? Same as like here also. So stop means work process is stopped due to the some error or something like that. So we will get the symptoms like that, right? Private mode means, so private mode. Private mode means when the work process does not have enough memory, the allocated memory, there is a memory management. So in the upcoming topic we will discuss what is meant by prime mode, right? So when the memory issues in the system, that status is like prime mode. Hold status. Hold means work process is in the hold status. Hold means, so some other job should be finished. Until then this will be wait status. So some other process should finish it. Until then this should be hold status. Hold, waiting for other jobs to finish it. Holding. So these are the status of the work process. So most of the work process either the running or waiting status only. So running means something is running in the system. And running means something is running in the system. So which means waiting means, so it's a waiting free. It's a free for, so process your user request. Running means some work process is running here. Some user is running something, some transactions are running. So when I talk about the this status, these are the dialog work process related request, dialog work process related transaction codes, right? The first work process is the dialog work process. In the dialog work process, we can see in the dialog work process, all the in the dialog work process. So what is the responsibility of the dialog work process, right? So responsibility of the first of all, dialog, what the dialog work process will do here. So dispatcher, so dispatching the user request to the available dialog work process. So what about the dialog? Dialog is the first work process, will take the user request and process the user request. Process the user request. So which means when you log into the SAP, when you log out from the SAP, till then one dialog work process will be allocated to you. So when you log into the SAP system, suppose I logged into the SAP system, then if you go to SM50, which is related to the dialog status of the work process here, See here, one work process is running status, which means, so currently I logged in with the 001 user basis, 001 client basis user. I'm executing this program and I am in the system. So one work process is assigned to my user, which is a running status. See here, the status of the work process here we can see. So here MMC also we can see. Here MMC also we can see. In the MMC work process table also we can see. But in case sometimes MMC does not exist, in that case you have to go to the transaction code SM50, their work process overview. So SM50 is the transaction code to check the work process overview. Okay, work process overview. So this is the transaction code to check the work process overview. This is called the local work process overview. Suppose here I can only see the one work process, one instance, one application server related. That is the PRD04 related application server related so instance. Now I want to check the all at a time, all work process. So what about now? Do I need to log into the about so 05, then 10, 11? Do I need to log into the all the application servers individually check it out? So it's not required to log in here. So just go to the here /n means so this is a new screen, new page. When you are using the new page, you need to enter the /n. Otherwise, what you have to do? You have to go to the home page again. Then again, you have to execute the transaction code, right? Again, you have to execute the transaction code SM50. So that again. So here, when you're executing in the same, you're in the one transaction code already, you want to go to the another transaction, you no need to go back again. Here, you need to use the /n. If you just select the SM66, you will get the one more business page here, one more business page, you will get it out. So what is the difference from SM50 and SM66? So SM50, that we can only see the local work process overview, right? SM50 we can see the local work process overview. Suppose if I take the new screen, new session, SM50, right? So here you can see the, I can only see the local means only this 4 work process, 5 total 10 work process I can see in the screen, right? This is only the specific instance only, that is the local. But I want to check the, I have another 2 application servers are in place, another 2 application servers are there. I want to check those application servers related to work process status also. Why? Because each application server, it has own work process, so I want to check that one, so here you can see here, so dialogs update, so all, like suppose like here you can see the PRD11 application server. 11 means this is the one newly installed application server related status. Then this is the 4 related application server. This is the 10th related application server. See here, each application server related, so process files are available here. Each application server related work process are running here. So here, to process your request, minimum minimum 2 dialog work process should be free in the system, should be free in the system to process the user request. If the work process are not available, then you cannot log into the system also. So even you are unable to log in, we need to check why you are unable to log in. What is the status of the dialog work process and dispatcher? If the work process are down, dispatcher also will go down, right? So we need to check the what is the status of the dispatcher and what is the status of the your work process. Your work process. If something goes wrong, you will be down. So you will not able to log into the SAP system. Same screen you will get. Same screen means when you are opening from here, so you will not get the SAP screen. You will not get the SAP screen. Like that, you may face the issues. You may face the issues of the systems. You may face the issues of the system. This is the way we need to log into the SAP systems. And when you are logging into the SAP, you are able to log in successfully, which means here dispatcher taken the request, then it is processed to the available available dialog work process, available dialog work process, available dialog work process, right? So available dialog work process means, so work process status, where can we check here work process status? So in SM50 or SM66, we can check the work process status. SM50 and SM66, we can check the status here. So what status here? Suppose like that we discussed, right? One example, like when you are in the meeting, in call, free, on call, something like that. Here also each work process have the status here. So like waiting, running, sleep, stop, error, drive, and hold status, right? But if all the work process are waiting, means system is very free here. System is free to handle the user request. Here we need to check the dialogues work process. System is free to handle the load and everything, right? This is about the SM50 and SM66. SM50 is only for the only one application server. So only that local application server related work process you can see. But if I want to see we have three application servers. You want to see the three application server related things, means if you just execute the SM66, you will get the all the application server system wide how many work process are there, all those things it will be displayed here. All those things will be displayed in the system wide. All the instances of the PRD will be displayed here. It will be displayed here, right? Got it? So this is the SM66 transaction code. SM66 transaction code here, right? SM50 and SM66 transaction code. Okay. Any doubts here? Anyone from regarding the dialog? For dialogs, we will use these two transaction codes. So responsibility of the dialog to take the user request and process the user request. Take the user request and process the user request, which means when you are logging to the SAP screen, SAP application layer, then your request is picking up. You are getting the SAP screens. You are getting the SAP screen, means here dialog work process will take your request. Then it will process your request. Then it is asking the user ID password. Then you need to authenticate. This one. When you just click on the authenticate button, it will check all the things and you will get the screens here. So what exactly happens when you are logging to the SAP systems? Here dispatcher will assign to the available dialog work process. Which work process is available, it will assign to the available dialog work process. Not only here, maybe if it is the free in the here, it will assign to this dialog work process. So if it is the free in the application server level, so three instances. Why? Because you created the three instances. It will check and it will assign to the three instances. It will create and it will assign to the out of this three which are free. It will assign the request to this three. That when you are logging with Yes, yes, instance. When you are logging with the group application server, it will assign to the respective three application server. But you are directly connecting to the custom application server. You are directly connecting to the custom application server, which means, so only this application server will only take it. If this is down, you cannot log in, even though remaining two are off. Even though the remaining two are off, you cannot log in. Even though remaining two are up, you cannot log in. Why? Because you are dedicatedly connecting to the one application server. That is not the recommended approach. So that approach is that we will discuss. Okay. So now Dialog work process is responsible to take your request and process your request. So minimum two should be required. Minimum two work process should be required to process. Why? Because one will take the user request from the dispatcher, and the second one will process the your user log, whatever the transaction you want to do, that will process it until you log off. Then that one, when you log off, that time user the work process will be free. So that is the Dialog work process. So, and in that status, we can see in the SM50 and SM66 local work process overview and global work process overview. We can see what is local means the single application server. Global means entire system wide. We have the three application servers, right? If you have the 20 application server, entire 20 application server related work process status we can see in the SM66. That is about the Dialog work process and dispatcher. Okay. So any questions, any doubts on the Dialog work process and dispatcher? Dispatcher, it's dispatching the your request. You will dispatch the your request into the available Dialog work process. If the even if dispatcher is down, you cannot log in. Even Dialog work process is down, then you cannot log in. So that is the thing here, right? So both are interconnected. Internally it will manage the mechanisms, right? First work process it will handle the DIA means Dialog work process. UPD means update. BTC means background, right? Spool and update. So these are the work process. Okay, clear, right? So, sir, where can we see in which transaction code? So SM50, you can directly click it. You want to go another transaction code in the same page. You don't want to go to the other page just to execute the SM66. So now, so I want to see the active application servers. SM51 is the transaction code. You can see the how many application servers are active currently in your system. So the transaction code is called the SM51. So active application servers, active application server status you can find in SM51. SM51 active application servers. So suppose in your system you have the three application servers are active. So you can see three app servers are there. Three app servers are there here. Suppose I want to go to the 11 application server. I want to see the work process status. Then just if you double click it, then you will directly go to the that work process status only 11 work process status, right? Just to go back, then again you want to go to the 10th application. Okay, so we are discussing about the system logs, right? SM50 we discussed, SM66 we discussed local work process, global work process overview, SM51 active application servers, ST22 we already know, right? Suppose in the system I want to check the system logs. So system logs, I want to check the errors, what's happening with my application server. Are there any critical errors are detected or not? I want to check. So where can I go ahead and check? If we go to the SM21 is the transaction code. Here we can check the system logs, display the system logs. You want to check the system logs from the 16 means 14 to till date. Then just click on the execute button. This is the execute button. This is the save button. This is the execute button F8. Just click on the execute button. You will see the status of the your work process. See here work process is stopped. So 1737 all work process are reconnected and everything is fine. There are no critical errors. If the critical errors means the the priority will be red here. The priority will be red here. So go back and see the for same of all application servers. So remove the select all, then you will see the the work process system logs for the all application servers. System logs for the all application servers you will get from here. System logs for the all application servers you will get from here, right? In SM21, SM21 you will get. See here, one fault happened, system fault happened. So that is the reason it's thrown the one program error dump, runtime error occurred. So where can we check the runtime error? In where can we check the runtime error? ST22. In ST22, you can check the runtime error. One dump occurred. See here, one dump occurred. Previously, there is no dump. So one runtime error. So uncaught exception. Uncaught exception means some. See here, what is happened here? What happened? So the exception raised. So which means there is a program related dump. So we need to analysis, error analysis. What analysis we have to perform it here? So you can see here all the information is tracked here. So what? How to correct the error? So all the information is tracked here. All the information. What is your system environment? So what is your SID? So all the information which user in the left side you can see what is the user used and what is the client. So what is the transaction ID? All the information you can see here. All the information you can see here. Error when instancing the web service runtime, source client application. So here what exactly happened here. So all the information will be tracked here. So go to the SM61, just click on the OK button. Then you will see the work process related information. See here, one runtime occurred. Previously, it's not recorded. Now, one runtime, one short dump is occurred. Dump is occurred, runtime error. That has been recorded here. See here, that has been recorded here. So this is the way everything, if any error occurs in the system, we can check in the system logs. We can check it out. That is called the SM21 is the transaction code to check the system logs. Okay, SM21 is the transaction code to check the system logs. So you want to specific user, then you can just filter it out the specific user. You want to specific client, then you can check the specific client, that you can check it. If you provide it only this specific filter conditions, these are the filter. So if you provide only this user related items will be displayed. So for this only these two items are displayed, especially for this user related. I don't want I want to all clients, all, especially the 001 client. Then you can just pull the data. You can pull the data from the only that client. You want to check all the clients, then all the entire system, then just remove the all the filters, just maintain the what instance, which instance you want to check. So only that specific instance you can check it out. That specific instance you can check it out. That specific instance. See here we are getting the error when I click on the browse button, system fault. This is the system fault, we are getting the error, right? Dumps are occurring here. We need to fix that one. So why the dumps are occurring? Two dumps are occurred here. Why the dumps are occurring and everything? We need to fix that error, right? So that is the reason. If anything happened in the system, that related dumps will occur in the, so that related critical messages will occur. So second dump is occurred. So that has been recorded here. So why it has occurred? If you double click it, you will get the some error, some information. So when it has occurred, so which dialog work process is taken, so what is the client and what is the client number, all the information. So it is available here, right? All the information is available in the system here, right? This is the system logs. SM21 is for the system logs, right? You want to check the how many application servers are active, then SM51, you can go to the SM51, you can check the active application server status. This question they may ask you frequently, right? What is the difference between SM50 and SM66 and what is the use of the SM51? So all these questions they may ask you frequently, right? This is the one. So the next work process which we are going to discuss about the update work process, right? Update. Now we'll discuss about the update. Why? Because in the DVEBMGS, we next work process is the update work process, right? The update related transaction codes are the SM13 and SM14. For dialog related transaction codes are the dialog related SM50 and SM66. These are the dialog related. So remaining are not work process related, general transaction code in the day-to-day monitoring purpose. So we will use the general transaction codes. So work process transaction codes and general transaction codes both will come when time of the discussing the each topic, right? So those are the things very useful actually. So update, what is mean by update work process? The update work process is responsible to updating the user records, updating the records. So suppose you log in with the Dialog user, then suppose I did the one transaction code here. I did the one transaction code, something I did it. So the transaction will be saved into the database level tables, right? The transaction here, update work process will update the transactions into DB level. Update work process will update the transactions into table level. So user request will go to the first dispatcher, then dispatcher to Dialog work process. Then once the Dialog work process is responsible to perform the all the end to end, like whatever the user is doing in the SAP system, end to end Dialog work process will do. So as part of the user, he did the one transaction, the transaction he did. So that transaction will update into the database level is called the update work process. Update is the responsible to update the records into table level. So without update, your transaction will not be saved. Without update, your transaction will not be saved into the systems without update. So that's why update, one or two updates are there, that's enough in the system. But if you see the Dialog work process, we have the more Dialog work process, we can manage it. Why? Because if more Dialog work process are there, more users will be logged into the system at a time, right? So same as like update, what is the responsibility of the update means? So here the update work process will take the update. Once the user done the transaction, update will go and update that records into the table level. It will update it. So where can we see whether the update records are happening or not, whether the update is working properly or not? So here if you go to the SM13 transaction code, here we can see the update request. Are there any cancelled updates? Are there any to be cancelled, to be updated? Or if you select all, so just click on the execute button, you will see the 0 records found, which means nothing is failed here. You want to check the previous one, just change the dates here, then click on the execute button, then previous also nothing is failed in our systems. Nothing is failed in our systems. No update records are failed. If any failed, it will come the status here. One update record is failed, something like that, right? Here it will be failed. If nothing is failed here, then we will fail it one. So if you go to the SM14, here update is active or not, we can see. Sometimes update will go deactive status. We can deactivate it also manually. If the update is deactivated manually, so then you cannot, if the user done the transaction that is not updated in the table level, it will not be saved. The transaction is not saved. Sometimes we will go to the banking sites or some Amazon or ticketing booking. You are booking the ticket, payment is done, but even though ticket is not getting booked, the transaction is not getting saved. So suppose like when you done the payment, you given the order, given the payment is done, during the payment is done, it's keep on running, loading. After some time, you will get the screen like, so 500 internal server error, right? Sometimes we may face this type of issues, right? You done the payment, then immediately it should go and book the your order, right? Go and book it won't go. Why? Because it will keep on updating. After some time, you will get the some error. Why? Because maybe that time we can assume if they are using the SAP, maybe we can assume like, okay, so their update work process is not responding very fastly. Maybe update is deactivated. If the update is deactivated, we can activate and we can deactivate also. If the update is deactivated here, even now it is activated. So it will process your all your requests and everything. If it is deactivated, some other reasons, sometimes the update get deactivated. The update is deactivated now. Okay. Now update is deactivated. I will go and I will do the some changes here in the system. Okay. Let me go to the here I'm going to the screen. Just I'm trying to create one screen here, one user I'm trying to create here, right? One user I'm trying to create, but this user should be saved into the database level, right? It should save into the database level, right? So here I'm trying to create the one user. Suppose like this is one, I'm going to create it just for example. Okay. So just I'm trying to create here. Okay. So saving, when I try to save it, it should save it. It should save it, but it should not save now. See here, it's keep on running. It's loading. See here, the process is getting loaded. See here, update is delayed and waiting. Whom it is waiting? You logged into the Dialog user, you done the one transaction, but the transaction is not getting saved. Your transaction is not getting saved. Why? Because here you can see here update is delayed and wait, which means update is not taking here. Why? So you manually deactivated the update work process here. Now update is down. So where can we see the failed one? It is a failed or not? If you go to the SM13, here you can see the one update records is found here. It is processing. It is processed. It is being processed. So here you can find out the everything here. Why it is failing here? Why it is not saving my transaction here? So why my transaction is not getting saved? Anyone knows the reason? Why it is my transaction is not getting saved? See here, this keep on loading. See here, it is loading.
It is in deactive.
So yes, update in the deactivated mode. If you go to the SM50, SM14, it's a deactivated by the basis user at what time? This is the one here log is tracked. So then immediately if I activate, then immediately if you come to the here, see, immediately my transaction will be saved now. Saved means it will be saved into the DB level. It will be saved. It will pick up and it will save into the database level. It will save into the database level. See here. Now user is created. Means my transaction is saved into the from application to DB level. My transaction is saved here. So what is the importance of the update work process here? So how the importance is the dialog work, sorry, update work process here? What is the priority here? Is the update is the main priority here. So all users, they will log into the through dialog work process, they will log into the system. But if any work process, if anything, if any person is done the, why? Because users will log into the system, they will do the transactions, right? They will do the, they will log into the ticketing, suppose IRCTC, they will book the train ticket, but they will went to the payment mode. Then payment, once the payment is confirmed, then only your ticket will be confirmed, right? Then when you are trying to book the payment is done, but keep on your OTP, you entered the key, OTP, I entered the OTP, but it's keep on loading, processing. So if it is a process, then only your ticket will book. It is processing only, which means your update is getting delayed. Something is happening in the system. Sometimes something is happens in the system. Immediately we need, they will inform to the basis team. Then we have to come to the here. We need to check why the changes are not updating. Maybe what is the status of the update work process here? Is the active or not? So where can we check? In SM14, we can check the our update is active or not. We can check in the update. So update is active or not, we can check in the here. And if it is a deactivated, we can activate it in the SM14, right? SM13 is for the to check are there any failed update records found or not. Now we'll go and see SM37, SM13. Previously one record is failed. Now that record is processed, right? Where is that record now? That is processed. Update pickup, updates taken care, and it's updated into the table level, database table level. It is updated, right? This is the main importance work process. Update, in the name itself we had update, updating the records into table level updates, right? Who will generate the records, update records? The users. So the transactions, who will, the users will generate that one. So users will log in with the dialog work process. Even dialog work process should update, right? It will not update. Then it will hand over to the update work process. So this update work process will take care and will update to the in the table level. That is the information, right? Now we did some testing and everything, right? That everything will be saved into the SM21. If you go to the SM21, so system log, whatever you have done, all will be saved here, all will be recorded. So who deactivated the update? Basis user. Then who activated again? Again basis user. Why you did? Why update is terminated here? So these all records are here. You have the proofs now. So the persons, they will escalate it. You have the proof what is happening in the system. Everything you have the proof now. Because at what time you done this deactivation, what time you have done it, so why you have done it, they will ask you hundreds of questions to you, right? So it's production systems don't do this activity, deactivation and activation activity. Just check the status SM14 whether the active or not, that we can check the status, right? But don't go do and deactivate and see and activate it. If you deactivate it, then the user transaction will not be updated. Then they will find out you done this one. Then immediately you will be fired from the organization or team. You will get the escalation. So that is the criticality of the this one. Because client won't accept this type of things in the client systems, production systems especially. Because so you are hired as a experienced guy, or you are hired as a basis consultant. So we should not do, but we have to check what's happening and the troubleshooting techniques we have to perform it. So if you practice in our systems, then you will be perfect in the client system. So please practice it. That is what I'm telling first day one onwards. So last day onwards, I always tell like, please practice the transaction codes, practical, test it, what happens. If I deactivate it, what happens? If I activate it, what happens? So like that, you can just to practice it. Okay. So that is the, so update related. Okay. Update work process, right? And also these are about the two work process related information, update and dialog. Okay. So I'm pausing here. Any questions from anyone here?
Sir, if there are multiple ABAP or Java, then how to add that as a group? We need to add.
Groups we have to add it. So here the next topic it will come. If we go to the SMLG, here how can we log in? So how can we log in? So here we are deciding when you are logging to the SAP screen and you're connecting here. So you are deciding which application server you want to go to the here, right? You are deciding your request. But our next topic when it comes to tomorrow, login with the connection type is the group application server, which means through message server you will log in. So when you are logging through message server, the message server will route the request to the available application servers. Available application servers, it will route the request. Available application servers, it will route the request. So that is the reason. So we should be careful. Careful means that is the reason. So multiple ways we can connect it. Either the group application servers and custom application servers. When you are connecting to the group application server, we need to create the groups. So where we have to create the groups, that we will discuss tomorrow. SMLG, it will come. So yeah, one by one it will come. So only thing is practice whatever I said, just to practice those transaction codes only. So that is called the SM13, SM14, then ST22, then SM21. Then these are the transaction codes I discussed with you, right? So these are the transaction codes and the SICK for yesterday's transaction codes. So this is the dialog work process related. This is the update work process related. This is the
SM15 also, Ravi.
general transaction codes. Then SM51 for the active application servers. So how can I know in your system how many application servers are there? If we go to the SM51, you will come to know. If it is the one will be displayed. If it is the two will be displayed. So that information will be displayed in the SM51. So very important. So any questions from anyone? Want to me explain one more transaction code, one more work process that is called the NQ. Yeah, someone is asking something.
Hi Ravi, this is Rakesh.
Yes, Rakesh.
I'm having a small doubt about work folder.
Okay.
For example, by 7 o'clock, SAP server went down,
Okay.
and immediately next within 2 minutes, we have started the system.
Okay.
So here my doubt is, we have the log files under work directory, which is developer trace log files, which I'm talking about dev underscore w and numbers.
Okay.
But here my question is, once the system is restarted, the log will be write the logs newly, means freshly, and the old logs, that is till before the SAP system is restart, that log will go as a dev underscore work process underscore work process dot old. It
Yes.
will go automatically, or else how it could be.
Yeah. Each log file, there is a size limit, right? Each log file,
Yeah.
there is a size limit. Each dev underscore work process 0, right? So if the size is very low, then it will write into the same log file. So sometimes what happens depends upon the size limit. So the work process 0 only, it will write the log files, the before restart and after the restart. Sometimes, so the work process is size is reaching to the limit, near to limit. That time it will create the dot old file, then it will create the new file like the underscore work process 0. It will write the new logs to the here. So old logs here still be available. So before the restart or during the restart or after the restart, few logs are available. So this file is very important for the troubleshooting purpose. Very important this one. Why? Because the new log file, only new things are available. After the restart, what happens, what happened. So this only few things are available. It is not very enough to troubleshoot it. But when you go to the dot old file, you will get the, so previous, during the restart or before the restart, what happened in my system. So all this information will be tracked in this log file. So this log file is very important for the troubleshooting. We don't require anything and after the restart or during the reset what happened. We need cause for why it got restarted, what happened, what are the symptoms happened. So new guys, please ignore it. Why? Because it's entirely, so our previous entirely experience question. So you will get this type of when you are discussing about the work process, you will get. So you guys please ignore it. Don't get confused. Yeah. So this is the very important to troubleshoot what happened in the previously.
Oh.
Limit is there. If the limit is reached, it will create the one more. Suppose when again restarted, then it will go to the dev underscore work process 0. Then this is it will go to the old status. Then previously we have the one more old file that will be removed. And this is the old status. Again new file will be created. So that what it happens in the systems. So if you want, you can try, you can test it in our systems, right? So just to gather, if you go to the USR, SAP and PRD and any one of the applications, or you can take it, go to the work directory. Here you have the dispatcher and dispatcher log file. Old is there. So each work process, there is a old files are there. Test it, what's happening here in the system. Old file. So old file and a new file. So the old file. So just open it and see when it was 19th. So if you restart it, so we restarted today. Then it started the new file. New file is created. It started the new file is created here. So all the information will be tracked here. The system
So it means after restart
it will take
and
the
once reach the threshold, once utilize the entire memory of the particular log is reached, both the times it will read. It will write new log, right?
new log file. If the work process itself restarted, it won't create it. If the work process itself restarted, work process itself sometimes it will go to the error, again it will come to the, so it will be restarted. That time it won't write the new log file, it will write the, if the system is restarted, two occurrence here. If the system is restarted or the log threshold limit is over, log threshold limit is over, these two occurrences, then it will create the new log file.
Do we know any standard value for this log size?
Log size, maybe I need to check what is the size of the each and there is a way we can check it out, the threshold. I will confirm, I will check and I will inform you.
Yeah.
Should be some parameter, Ravi.
Yes.
Some
But
parameters
we
should be
never
there.
set anything, right? We will never set anything here, the work process like. But automatically system will generate these things and everything. But there should be one parameter or some default settings. Definitely there is a parameter that we can control it. But what is that parameter name? I am not very sure, but I need to check that parameter name. Maybe if you
Yeah,
do
but in general also we don't manipulate it.
yes,
In real time also we don't touch that one.
yes, we won't touch actually this one.
There is no need to do that.
Yeah. For safer for side, we will take the old file backup and the new file backup also for the, so for troubleshooting purpose. Okay. So please practice it. So connect it this one. So this ANA cockpit and this connect it. Here are the two users. So basis and basis one and DDIC. Here the users are there. Just to practice it. So